Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, get laid a big smile, on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow, it's off the hip, yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, get laid a big smile, on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow, it's off the hip, yeah. Chilling at
Yes,
the head of the
sir.
table where the bosses sit, stunning
Off the
everything in
hip
sight, whether it's in the
community.
bloodline or
We are here.
corporate.
We are here with the sidebar. Hold on, wait.
I think they lost the script. We got some shooters.
Much love to everybody. I got my brother Razor with me. My brother Streets with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all hear the music, y'all hear off the head, but we on the sidebar quest. This is where we take down everything that's going down in wrestling on the sidebar. You know, if you tune in every Mondays and every Fridays, we got the recap for y'all. But we're gonna be talking about some WWE releases today.
Oh
You know what's
man, this is
crazy?
ugly.
Razor, you know what's crazy? I just looked up as I'm queuing everything up. I didn't know Sarah Logan got released as well.
Yes, and unfortunately, that reaction has been 50-50. I've seen a lot of positive, but I've also seen a lot of negative.
I mean, I feel like hers is where one that makes sense. She's been brought back, ain't really been used like that.
Well, that had nothing to do with the reactions. Some of it was they were mad because again, if this is another mother that a new mother they just let go, and she's been
And
active because she's a mother, but also folks were rejoicing this one because of her personal beliefs, and I'll leave that at that.
yeah,
But
personal beliefs is one thing, but if I'm looking as a business person, she ain't been used anyway, regardless of any of those things.
but again, we haven't seen her since she went away to go have kids, and
We have.
and, and on top of that, and also she was gone. They were all gone when one of them was hurt. One of the Vikings was hurt.
She came back after being a mother.
But like they were all barely used as a collective until recently.
Mm-hmm. So for like to me, it makes sense why she kind of got released. I don't know what's the uproar about, but yeah, the fact that they just letting people go and not using them, that's the more part that I'm looking at. Is we got right here our truth. That's been the biggest news.
Like I said, this got ugly real quick. Streets. I don't know if you caught this on the internet when it was live. It was actually this was very early in the morning on Sunday, wasn't it? This
I
is
thought it would have been,
or early for me at least.
yeah, it had to be sometime around noon for me. So
Yeah,
yeah, that'd have been at like 9 for you. Yeah, early around that time.
yeah.
Think
So
our
I know,
truth.
and we all what we learned was it was this tweet that we see from our truth,
Actually, the time
and
is right there, 11:12. Yeah, a.m.
me personally, when I saw this, I'm thinking it's our truth. Maybe he's thinking it's April 1st because this was June 1st, and then
Mhm.
a few minutes really go by, and it's effectively confirmed because we see the staff, the roster comments, and it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on? And then it gets
Yeah.
confirmed by the dirt sheets, and again, this is all at this point it's a matter of a couple hours, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck just happened?
That's why, as you saying it, I got that reaction right now. Just reading everything he said. I'm trying to process it because
I'm still processing it.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It was fucked up.
kind of like I breezed by this statement, honestly. Like when he announced it, okay, I'm sorry to inform you, I just got released. All right, so the news is he's released. I didn't even bother reading the rest of the tweet, to be honest, right? But now I'm reading it now and knowing the fact that they chose to not renew his contract. Do we call not renewing the contract getting released?
No,
Bec-
it's just again we have nothing at this time.
So for him to say those words, I just got released from WWE means to me this wasn't planned on
Uh,
both sides.
unless he was physically told, we're not renewing your contract. When your contract expires, you will effectively be released. Unless he was told something like that, I don't know what to make of this, because it's like, again, a part of me wants to feel like this he's gonna rip back on TV. This is all just one big random joke. Bubba Ray Dudley on Bust Up recently said that he hopes that John Cena cuts a promo on Raw or SmackDown, basically making this part of a story, saying, I ruined wrestling. I took away your favorite wrestler.
It'd be cool if he could play it off like that. You know what I'm
But if they go
saying?
down that road, you kind of almost have to bring him back, because if you don't, shit's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because
so twofold for me, Streets, because I feel like just a few weeks ago I was saying, bro, like, damn, they giving us a John Cena match versus a 53-year-old Truth. But I didn't say that to say he doesn't have a place in the company. What I'm saying though is it was a funny time to just interject him into the main event
yes,
scene.
out of nowhere, yeah, like
But
it was
also,
really, really random. You know what I mean?
for this Netflix generation, let's just call it what it is for the time being, or even towards the end of it, or whenever Netflix became an idea, you wouldn't know unless you look it up how old R-Truth is.
Yeah, facts. You can't really tell.
You never
He
know.
don't look. Yeah.
And also, you wouldn't know that he is literally the only active wrestler in the Attitude Era. Quick, look it up,
Yep.
folks.
Yep.
So this man is essentially wrestling royalty.
Yep.
Not to mention one of the few African American NWA World Champions when he was in TNA. This man is history, and on top of his incredible music career, on top of that,
And I feel like I said it last time. I said this time. I feel like whenever the WWE needs somebody to do something, those wrestlers bend over backwards. They, you know, they do what they can and make everything happen for the WWE.
seize the
And
moment.
then, yep. And then as soon as they used up, it's like, all right, thank you, we're done. Got it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what the fans think. I feel like it doesn't matter what you know what I mean. Like we were just like you could have told us, hey, it's his last one. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, you just woke up one day and was like, all right, Archie, we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like this was planned. Y'all had a
That's
meeting
how it's
about
coming off
this.
as.
I
Yeah,
think
y'all
I'm
had
bothered
him.
by it, but I think I'm bothered by it for very different reasons than other people are bothered by it.
Okay,
That's what I'm
speak on
coming
it.
to grips with, because it's like I'm bothered by it because how often do you see somebody in the main event storyline and then just get released? What is that?
He's
What
got
is that?
Right.
he had the #1 T-shirt on the website.
What is that? Right, from this standpoint, from a business, what is this?
Yeah, I'm telling
You let a golden goose go. You just broke
you.
it.
Yep.
You
And he
could have
was
put
his
him on a
own.
Legends deal.
Yep.
Fuck,
You
you
could have.
could have centered the music department, help fucking Def Rebel stupid asses.
You could have did something. And then,
Have you guys
oh
heard
man,
Jeff Cobb's music, or excuse me, JC Mateo's music?
Mhm.
doo.
It's rough. I don't know if
I
you guys
bet.
noticed. Monday, Judgment Day had new music. Kyrie Sane got new music.
Yeah, I heard that your boy Metro Boomin is supposed to come in there and do a whole bunch of people.
He's offering to come in because again, he probably knows this is boo boo.
Can you imagine what
We
that
spoke about it on the last show that we had. Like, to me, music helped curate the character. Like, you know what I'm
for
saying? It
sure?
helped place an identity for them. Right now,
That's
they
facts.
just any music that's already made, they just like, all right, we're gonna give it to this
Yeah, that
character,
ain't
to this character,
yeah.
to this person. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
all the music kind of sounds the same. You see where the effort is put into like guys like Roman Reigns. There's effort put into the top echelon main eventers. Cody came in with his own music. Seth's music been the same. CM
But
Punk got his
also,
own music. Like,
how many are allotted the opportunity to say, I'm not a fan of this song? Can I get something different? I'm thinking of this. Not everyone has that opportunity or that voice.
True.
I mean,
True.
yeah. I don't think a lot of
I
people
feel
really
they
did
should.
though. I don't think a lot of people really did though. But like You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they probably
You really
did.
think about like you think under
But
like you
but
had
then
to sell
again,
Undertaker being on the Undertaker walking out with the gong.
now I know we're off topic on the situation, but it's like again, look at Jim Johnston. He kind of understood just by looking at them. He knew what to do.
Yeah, for
Now
sure.
with CFOs and Def Rebel as of late, CFOs they kind of got the hang of it towards the end, I believe, but they still had the rough patches and inconsistencies. Def Rebel's no different.
I feel like CFO allowed the wrestlers to put a stamp on their shit.
Yeah,
Like Enzo, the Usos, you hear their voices on the track, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
did they were they in the studio? And then you find out, oh, they were in the studio with them making that. Like that's dope. Like you know what I'm saying? So
That's
I
how it
don't get that
should be.
identity from Def Rebel that they actually sitting down with the wrestlers and yo put this on the track. Like make me sound
And
like
making something and telling them to take it. Here you go.
yeah, it just sound like they're already making a bunch of stock music and handing it out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it
but
feel like.
so I went to Spotify to type in the Shields theme because I thought that might have been a CFO song. Turns out that one's Jim Johnston still. I tried to help them out.
But yeah, back on
Oh,
the topic of our
yeah,
truth and stuff though, like I think the last 2 years he had was an amazing run. The work with the Judgment Day, winning the tag team championships with Miz. But then again, like
the returning of Awesome Truth.
right, you mentioned all this history career to then this is my problem. The fans wanted to see new fresh crop of everything, but we didn't
But
do that. We just
the
honoring.
ones who stuck through the good and the bad, when we saw
Yeah.
our truth going back to what he used to be, especially with Miz and the stuff with Judgment Day,
Hmm.
we understood that he was special with the talent, and we were happy that those that were still new to the game are getting a chance to see this. We were essentially thrilled that again, okay, they get to enjoy what we enjoyed when stuff wasn't so hot. This is
Hmm.
one of our hidden gems. This was the hidden gem right here.
Yeah, I remember watching him as a kid, man. I ain't gonna lie. I remember,
We got
you know,
everything but Little Jimmy. We barely got a Little Jimmy reference.
Bro, his last match is him losing to Jeff Cobb on a SmackDown.
For saying
Trying to do an attitude adjustment.
yeah, his
his
legs
solo
gave out.
stunt.
Like,
And again, that was the only Little Jimmy thing we got. And I'm mad. I'm mad that we took to the end to get that.
yeah, fact.
That's more of a spit in the face for me as a fan.
I mean, I feel like, WWE listens to the audience on everything. Why not listen to
That's
them
good
on
and bad.
this? You know what I mean? Like, you listen to your peoples, you see,
Because
come
I don't
on,
know if you. So also,
you could have.
as Streets, you and I talked about before we got started this episode was on NXT. There was still What's Up and We Want Truth chance at NXT. This is gonna go on for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It went on Raw last night. It's gonna go today. I promise you it's gonna happen Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on TNA because again he's got history there too. There's a
I didn't
chance we
know.
could hear We Want Truth 4 days out of the week, 5 if you count PLEs, 6 days for the 2-day PLEs.
They're gonna go hard for that. They're gonna go hard for the Hart.
Rightfully so,
But
because
I'm gonna
again
say
this
rightfully so.
what's there to go hard for? Because
Give him his
that's the
just
part.
due.
That's why I said I'm
it's
divided on what people
okay. So
as
HD,
the outcry for.
so I don't know about everyone else, but for me personally, it's the way it all panned out, the way it all happened before our eyes. That's what doesn't sit with me. Like you said, if there was some sort of announcement or something of the sorts, or
Yeah,
we got
let everybody
hints that this might
know.
happen because we thought he was going to be there for life. He goes out on his own terms. We thought he was getting that because I think he's deserving of that.
Yeah,
But we
somebody
didn't
who
get
put
that.
in.
Instead, you just kicked him to the curb, or that's how it looks like you kicked him to the curb. We don't know the full
Yeah,
story.
I feel like he found out with the rest of the world like shortly after. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And for somebody who put in work like that, for the longest time,
Bro, I
he
never
could have.
seen
20
nobody
years.
give Hardcore Holly his send off, Al Snow, any of the Nick Carters from the WWF era, bro, that was there for since the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't get that treatment, but I'm saying they gave him the John Cena match.
But I say this though, he's still there. Those guys already came and went. Not saying they weren't legends or wasn't, respectfully wasn't doing their thing,
No,
but
but I'm saying if you compare daytime spent around that time period to what Truth did, cause it wasn't his call, but he didn't get to spend that whole time in WWE strictly.
So
Like
yeah.
Razor said, he became NWA champion. He was
Mhm.
in TNA.
so HD, did you catch Stevie Richards talk on that yet?
Nah,
Okay, so there's a portion in which now I'm paraphrasing it, but basically he worded it as with our truth, you essentially gave him the Eugene Muhammad Hassan death sentence, and he turned it into Drew McIntyre and Sheamus' success.
oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah,
You basically left him for dead in the middle of that ring, and he turned it into gold.
Mhm.
And he's been one of your golden. He's been your golden goose aside from Cena since then. Even when shit was absolutely horrible on the show, we knew we could still count on him because he could somehow make it work. He was that lucky. This man was turning water into wine.
correct. So what's the appropriate send off? What's the appropriate way to handle this situation?
Because of his tenure and reliability, you have him do what Cena, Flair, everyone's done before. You let him know, hey, I maybe step one and for all. This is the end. You let him cut a promo or something like that.
Yeah, cut a promo
Anything.
or something and say, yeah, if I lose this match, then this could be my last match, and I'm gonna go out like you said they've done all the time. Like, oh, if I lose, you got to cut my hair, or if I lose, I got a loser leaves town. Why couldn't you do something
Look,
like?
they
Again,
did the same thing for
also
Edge, and it didn't feel good.
with guys like Taker,
True.
Batista, Triple H, whatever. Just make it known to us because again, he's owed that much for what he's done.
Facts.
All right, but now those last matches, if I leave, if I this, if I that,
If the last match was John Cena, we're good with that because this is what he would have wanted. This is what we would have enjoyed.
Yeah, and imagine if people would have known. You know,
Because again, that match was great already as it is. Imagine if there was a deeper story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That could have became a classic for us because of the story. Ish, we said this ad nauseum with the fans. What we enjoy most is the story. How do we get there?
right?
There would have what Cena's trying to get off, and with what's going on with Truth, and with their history, there would have been no more perfect storm.
And then on top of that, like you're saying,
especially at a time where, again, let's be honest, they haven't been firing all cylinders as of late. Shit's been looking suspect. And this would have been that one shining light to say, hey, let's restore some side of faith. Again, we believe in them again. They told the story. Thank you, Truth. Seeing a great job. Instead, we're stuck with mediocrity. Let's be honest. Does anyone want to see that tag match this weekend?
bruh? No, that's what I said. Plus, ain't
Thank
nothing
you.
for the belt. Like, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, what is this, bro? This is like y'all just doing filler matches is what it feels like, bro.
Imagine if this was the match instead right here.
But we seen it on Saturday.
But instead of at Money in the Bank, we get it. Or at Saturday Night Event, we get at Money in the Bank.
And then what?
And then that's the final match. That's the end of the chapter.
I think people just wanted like some,
we want closure.
You want closure, bro. You want, what I'm saying? Imagine, H, you working for a company, bro, and then you busting your ass for the company, bro, for years since the '90s. You rare. You gotta think about all the people like who was rapping in the '90s, acting. They basically retired or already then moved on. You still working. You know what I'm saying? And still selling out, doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, you don't get your grand like.
You're still at the top of your game.
What I'm saying though is
you don't get
they didn't let
didn't
let Billy Gunn or Road Dogg win the World Heavyweight Championship main event a match versus a heavyweight contender.
Yeah, but they still got Road
Dogg. They was telling niggas
business.
to suck it for 30 years.
But they still selling out merch. They still got them behind the scenes working. They still there.
No, but
Triple
my
H
point
is
is
best friend.
The New Age Outlaws came back to win the tag team championships and put over the Shield. That's my point.
But let's be honest. Did they have the aura that R-Truth has? No.
That's debatable.
Did Hardcore Holly have it as much as R-Truth? No. Fuck it.
That's
Did the
debatable.
Hurricane have it? No. I'm saying right now, this may be a hot take, but I put R-Truth up there with Jericho as far as overall reliability and tenure with WWE and his status.
The status is undeniable. That's not things I'm arguing. I want to protect the heavyweight side of things, the main event side of things, and I don't feel like I've seen too many. Like we into just giving shit because people been here for, you know what I'm saying?
No, but no, I'm saying the tenure's got nothing to do with it. It's what he brings to the table. The age has nothing to do with it because he's still out. He smoked John Cena in that match.
I mean, let's bring back. I'm saying that like
he could at his age
I
he
don't
could
know,
smoke
bro.
half the roster. Honestly, I'll say that right now.
I don't know what y'all want me to do for the most funniest man in WWE history, man. Like I don't know.
What would you? Okay, so
Like I don't know what y'all want me to do, bro.
But again,
I mean, I think
the
his send off just
could
have been better.
Not because that's his contributions. It's the comedic relief. That if you talk of contributions, Little Jimmy, funny. Him bugging out, funny. Who's the like? This is
that's
the like.
the point.
But he's not like the only funny guy to have walked through. He's just the only funny guy that was really at that mid-card level.
How many of them were funny and could go in the ring? Not
Booker
a lot
T,
of them.
Booker T.
Again, but again, not a lot of them.
But again, like he was around when Booker was around. He's still around now. That's the difference. Is like he's like LeBron to a point. LeBron was doing it back then. Not saying he's on LeBron level, but I'm saying like LeBron was doing it way back then.
He's
even with some of the GOATs, and he's still doing it to this day. Like
that shit is like Ilgauskas, nigga. That shit is like Ilgauskas following LeBron from Cleveland to the Heat, thinking he's gonna win a chip.
Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
But I'm just
like some Jonas Ilgauskas.
But you got, you know what I'm saying? But
I fuck with R-Truth. I just, bro, I don't. It don't sit right that he interfered in Randy Orton's match. I said it.
No, again, that don't sit with me either. But again, if that was the start of what could have ended up down the road,
they should have let us.
We'd have been okay with that.
This is what I'm saying. They didn't just wake up that day or last night and see, oh, his contract expired.
That's what I said. They had to know. They just
when
didn't
they
want to
put him in that, when they had him interfere in that match with Randy Orton, I'm pretty sure WWE knew. Oh shit, his contract is gonna expire in 2 months. Why do that? Like, why do that? Why?
And again,
then what we want to keep him around for?
We need some answers
like that.
We need something.
We need answers. Yeah, we should.
They gave him his moment. Him and Miz won the championships at WrestleMania. The tag team belt. Like what? What did it?
Again,
I don't know.
The title did not have to be in the match. I agree with you on that.
Just give him the proper send off.
It's just
give him the proper send off.
If you could have had the match by itself, it'd have been just fine.
I feel like the last 2 years, him being with the Judgment Day, Miz,
the title wasn't on the line for this match.
It wasn't.
Sure wasn't. That's why I said so. You could have gave him the proper send off instead of having just a regular match that didn't mean anything with the storyline for real, just a filler, and that was it.
Because this year we all had an idea of who was to be the likely opponent for Cena. We all knew Truth would have been one of them. Again, Truth could have been on the way out. Cena could have been on the way out.
Yeah, he
could have behind that. Something like you said, have like a loser leaves match or loser leaves Raw, whatever. I don't know.
And then his freestyle he could have had when he came out would have been maybe a little bit better. You know, the last freestyle you about to cut, maybe he'd have been saying some more, saying some more hype stuff. Maybe he'd have made it more lit. Maybe the crowd would have been more lit. What's up? What's up?
You wouldn't get no hijacking of the shows, which is what's going to happen.
Do you think this is the end for R-Truth, or he goes somewhere else from here?
I'm kind of torn. I do. The age is playing a thing, so to go. Not saying that he couldn't, but I think
it's obvious. AEW is probably going to make an offer. Tommy Dreamer has already basically made an offer to him, allegedly.
Somebody gonna pick him up.
Because Tommy Dreamer is basically the head booker for TNA.
Somebody gonna do something with him if he decides to come back. You know what I mean? If he decides.
But these shows are gonna be hijacked for a while.
Ain't nobody complain when they threw him down on NXT. Ain't nobody advocate. Yo, why y'all threw R-Truth down on NXT? He belong on the main roster.
I feel like that's just one of the things.
Because we know he's good everywhere.
Yeah, he's just doing what he can for the company. He's like, hey, we need you over here.
He always delivers.
We need you over there. Do it. We need you to be doing this. Do it. We need you to come out and flip and kick and do some hip hop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do it. You need to act dumb. We need you to shuck and jive and act goofy in front of camera. He's doing it.
So HD, I see your point with this, but this is one of those things where he's
Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin went to NXT and got released.
No, but like Ziggler at least was because we were learning it with Corbin, but at least with Ziggler, we all knew, much like with Truth, it didn't matter where you put them because again, it was still going to work because they were that good. They were one of the few exceptions of the rule to where they don't need no belts because they can't get the ceiling's no higher. They're already there. They have ascended to the upper echelon without the belt. I hate to say it, they got to that Shawn Michaels and Taker level to where again they were so good that again they don't need a belt. They were the attraction. They were again. Maybe
not. I can't go that far.
That's what folks go home.
I've never heard nobody say I'm going to Monday Night Raw tonight to see R-Truth.
No, but
hell no.
He made
I'm challenging that. I'm challenging that.
But again,
I'm challenging that. The main attraction.
You heard what he just said? No, he is an attraction. Because hear me out.
Everyone's an attraction. That's what's part of the circus. You got niggas that jump through hoops of fire, niggas that walk tight lines. Every clown that fit in that car. Everybody's part of an attraction.
Have you ever seen a segment again with the exception to that match with Orton? Have you ever heard of a segment where folks were mad that they saw R-Truth?
Nah.
Okay, then. I rest my case.
But I haven't heard many times where people clamoring for him to be in the heavyweight division either. I want him to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Never heard that. Yeah. I want him to be the one to beat Brock Lesnar. Never heard that. Hell no, I'm challenging
but when we saw the program,
no butts, bro. No butts, bro. I've never heard it. No butts. I've never heard it.
But you may hear it now.
I've heard niggas say Kevin Owens should have beat Roman Reigns. I've never even heard them say R-Truth should have been in consideration.
Well, I mean, I just feel like
are you advocating that the matches were bad?
No, I'm just saying what are the people about to make all of these shows worse than what they are for? If you wasn't crying about the content you seen that was already bad, we gonna be mad because they let go Truth? Come on, y'all. Y'all.
I think it's
you be worried about and upset at the wrong things.
I think it's the send off. I think people were really upset the way they sent this man off. They didn't really give him a proper, send off. In a world where a lot of people do get that send off, somebody like that, I think is the fact that he put in so much time.
Let's say his contract expires today, though, right? Or whenever let's say it expires before Money in the Bank. What's the proper send off before Money in the Bank?
Okay, like you said, if you had that match,
you
put
bring
a little bit more gloves on it. Yeah, bring it up. Like, okay, look, he be talking backstage. Have him be like, okay, well, look.
I mean,
with John Cena,
Triple H and The Rock tells everything in the fucking post-match scrums anyways. So
might as well tell us now. You could have made John Cena more of a heel. Like, I'm gonna ruin wrestling. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start taking wrestlers out. What is this? I'm gonna give Logan Paul the belt. I'm gonna give a YouTuber. He's gonna be okay, but you could have even played it even more and been like, hey, we're gonna let R-Truth go. You got a match with him. Make it to where it's like, all right, matter of fact, it's a loser lead the federation match. Loser leads the company.
When I beat you, you're done.
The problem with Cena is that regardless of he's in that legendary bracket above Truth. Yeah. He already got his set dates. It's retirement season for Cena.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, that's cool. But I'm saying though, if you already had this match, you guys was doing promo up until then. Y'all knew this. Again, if y'all didn't just wake up and go, oh, his contract's gonna be up in 3 weeks. You feel me? You guys knew prior to this. Y'all seen it coming. Hey, he got 2 months left. Hey, he got a month left. Y'all book pay-per-views months in advance, so it's not like y'all just woke up like,
I'm
hey,
ruining
what's the
wrestling.
storyline for next week?
I'm taking away your
You feel
favorite
me?
person.
Exactly. Think about this. You don't think that they already got the storyline for next week's Raw already planned out? They plan it out on Sunday night. Like on Sunday.
Sometimes.
Let me see. You think they
Sometimes.
probably why it may be.
I
It
mean,
may
shit,
be.
Vince was doing shit on the fly.
But that's terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that's terrible. But I'm saying if
But
you're
nah, as far as
planning
the
out
contracts
pay-per-views
though, bro, they,
and
you know
stuff
what I'm
like that, you
saying? Like
see
you
that stuff
said,
coming up.
I don't
There was
think
a
they
better
just
way to
wake
do
up
this.
like.
Yeah, they don't just wake up. They see it coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, this is coming. So we're not gonna renew. If we're gonna do something with this person who's a legend,
So
who's
like,
been around here for
are
so
y'all
long,
post? So
let's send
so
it
if we
out.
giving R-Truth his moment,
Mhm.
would y'all been okay? He beats Jacob Fatu for the United States belt, and then go on
It
a
didn't
little
matter
run.
if he won or lost.
Yeah, I think they just want his proper send off. I think that's what it is. I think it's just, hey,
That's my
It-
whole. That's my whole point, though. They already gave him the biggest look. John Cena on his retirement.
yeah, time out, but you didn't let nobody know. That's what I feel like it was sneaky. Like that was the imagine like you packing up something, right? The circus is in town, right? And they're like, oh, we packing it up. The circus has been here all the time. And they come and tell you, hear somebody talking. Yeah, that was the last time we ever come here though. People don't even know. That was their last circus. And they're like, what? I would have maybe bought some
promise you.
popcorn. I maybe would have stayed longer. I'd have bought 2 shirts. I'd have maybe, you know what I'm saying? When people know it's the last of the last, you'd have been like, man, bro, I
I
would have.
promise you, this would have put a fuckload of asses in MetLife for SummerSlam. I
Yeah.
promise you. Night
That's why
1 or
we gotta
night 2.
appreciate what we watching. What we watching, not take it for granted.
True. Not saying that we do.
And the
But I
fans
mean,
have fought for this. They spoke this into existence. I seen so much R-Truth and Cena. They should fight. They should fight. Truth should be one of the opponents on Cena's retirement tour. They gave him what they wanted.
I think, like I said, they just didn't know it was going to be the last time. You know what I mean?
And also,
in that
I don't
capacity.
think anybody expected this amount of love to be shown for Truth.
Mhm.
I mean,
I
we
think
knew he
where they
was
fucked up
loved.
was the SmackDown match.
That too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you had another
That
chance.
was the
Y'all
fucked up
knew.
part.
Y'all make him lose his last 2 matches. You know what I'm saying? Also, I don't know, but y'all could have just did
Honestly, I think it would have been different if it was Truth versus Solo, in my opinion.
Y'all could have even did it there. The loser leaves brand, loses
right
something. But
there.
Again,
would have put Mateo over a little bit more. Made him that much more of a heel and that
packed them
much
up
more
for
hated.
legend real quick.
Yeah, but they just fumbled the bag. And now what they gonna do? I'll come back for one more match so we can please the fans. Like it's out of here.
Because I don't think Cena needs no more. Like I think, like I hear Bully's theory on that. Cena should. I took one of your favorites away, but it's like, bro, we're trying to do the most to make Cena hated. Like if you think about it, the alliance with The Rock, all the low blows. Like
now
motherfucker,
Logan
what
Paul.
else do you need to be hated? Like
Again,
Jesus.
let him laugh at the situation. Again, you already got him clicked up with Logan Paul. But again, the Cena stuff that's a mess in its own right, and again that because of that and the sensitivity of Truth being let go, you had to be really careful how that promo would have got worded, like really really careful. Otherwise, again, you think these hijackings are bad now, and they really would have been in 2012 Raw where ain't no one
Let's say
showing
you
up, everyone's
include
boycotting the show.
you include The Rock's name and he comes out on Pat McAfee. Nah, they just mentioned my name, but the final boss is out. I wouldn't mention The Rock's name for nothing right now. Because it's uncertain. Does he even want to be associated with John Cena?
Even
Like,
though he started this whole goddamn story.
yeah.
I mean, but that's bull. You would have to come back and do something. But like I said before, you can't tell me the Rock is so busy.
Oh, and also supposedly there's no plans for Cena
back.
versus Punk.
It looked like they did a pivot away from that because fans been speculating that one too, Streets. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I
So,
haven't seen a lot of
boom.
that.
Everyone wanted that from Money in the Bank.
But it's the story behind it because CM Punk won the World Heavyweight Championship, threatening to leave WWE when he beat Cena. So now they want him to
in
do the same
Chicago.
thing. Yep. And Cena's last appearance is in Boston. So they trying to book Cena's last match versus Punk already. And how it unfolds.
Oh yeah, for those that have not seen it, it is Money in the Bank 2011, peak summer of Punk. We'll get to that later. But again, a lot of people wanted that match because of, again, the history with those two and the history with them at that particular pay per view. Because at the end, Punk walks out of the belt and he blows Vince a kiss goodbye, saying "fuck you, I'm done," because he was a contract at midnight that night,
Yeah, I
or a
remember
free
that.
agent. Excuse me.
This is where the story sometimes of wrestling could go either way. Like there's characters that I don't mind seeing go back and forth for years, like Shawn and Taker, Ultimate Chemistry, Austin and Shawn, Austin and Brett. But there's people that probably had that one good time period that was like, okay,
And in Cena's case, he had Punk around that time. He had Edge, and he had Randy. He also had
mhm.
Batista, but I doubt Batista's gonna come back. The other one was Brock. Who knows if Brock's gonna come back by then? But all he's got is Orton and Punk. Some people have argued AJ, but that felt like a one and done too.
Mhm.
I don't know if that has the legs that
That's
the
what I'm
other one,
saying.
the aforementioned
Sometimes you
names
might
had.
have to create a new villain for him to face on the
Oh
way out.
shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just when you thought Superman faced all the foes he could face, there's this one big bad that just came out the sky, nigga, like that he's
Yeah.
never
Now,
faced before. Like, you
aside from
feel me? Let's
Cody,
paint the
who
picture. I don't
aside
want to
from
see
Yeah.
Cody, who do you
Flash
Make
think's
it
gonna
fight.
be?
something.
I don't want to
Make
see
it
Rash and
interesting.
Reverse Flash every day.
Make it interesting. You already know. Make it,
Like you
something
said, all right, we
crazy.
got Flash versus Grodd, Flash versus Reverse Flash, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, switch it up. Give us something like, all
Like,
right, we never seen this one, even
yeah,
thought
like,
about this one.
oh, Or what if we don't see The Rock until seeing it like he's the final fight, like the final boss,
Until we learn
and
of
he
the
comes
official.
and what if he does like what they did in the NWO, comes and lays down like how they did for Hogan, and just let him pin him and get the W? Like, all right, thank you, the belt's mine now.
I thought he was just gonna give it to him, like, hey.
I thought he was gonna do that too, but now he said I'm taking it home with me. I figured like
Which I thought they should have
that
let
that
Roman Reigns do that, be the
that might
like
be a way to
first
turn
person to
Cena
leave with it. Yeah,
maybe a little bit more of a baby face to be like I'm taking this bill home, and Rock be like I'm not taking
I,
it home because I'm taking it with me.
I got two answers for that one. One, until Rock shows his face for more than a cup of coffee or a promo segment, you might get something like that. But more importantly, until we learn the official home for WrestleMania 42, because apparently it's not confirmed that it's Vegas just yet. It could be somewhere else in the world. It could still be back in New Orleans. Who knows?
nigga, the Rock gonna do that shit from Hawaii or some shit.
Wanna be
I
Fuck
mean,
it,
nice,
take you know what I'm saying, take it somewhere we ain't
hey,
never
what's some
see like you
type
know what I
shit?
mean, a real outdoor WrestleMania for real.
Nah, that'd be crazy as fuck.
That has like mad
I
festivities
mean,
and
Yeah,
shit. Like,
sure. Yeah.
it would be interesting if they put it back in New Orleans and say we were just messing around or something like that or whatever. I don't know, but that
now it's even more interesting that they don't have a location. Like, why the hell did y'all even do that to begin with?
Russian shit.
well again,
Yeah.
who's letting
Russian.
Rock say whatever the fuck he wants?
Who gonna
I
stop
get
him?
it, I get it. He's technically the boss because he's part owner, but it's like who's
What if
afraid to
we,
put him in check?
like you mentioned, across the world? What if we see in a situation where, for some of us, WrestleMania could come on at 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. Like, we're really seeing a real global WrestleMania. Like,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it will.
Again,
That's how it's gonna have to be, bro.
if they really wanted to put out that fire, they would one put it in New Orleans this year, back in New Orleans, and two announce that next year's will be an overseas one. That's the only way they can shut up people
I
wanting
ain't gonna
to
lie.
have the Rock's head right now.
WrestleMania overseas would be crazy. Just because how the fans they pops like so fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
But again, if they want to put out this fire and get a get out of jail free card or two to buy out some of the bullshit they're selling us right now, that might be their only out. Put it back in New Orleans this year, and say next year we will
I
be overseas.
I got a plan that'll bring everybody back full circle.
Uh oh.
Here we go. Next year, WrestleMania 42, like you said, in NOLA. And upon doing that, you bring back R-Truth at said WrestleMania to rewrite the wrongs and let him come back. He likes impersonating people. Let him impersonate Heel Cena. This is my retirement tour.
Yeah.
I'm going out like how I want to go. Then all rights are wrong for
I'm
me.
gonna be honest. That just gave me goosebumps.
I'm
The
just
idea,
saying, like, he got to
That'd be
come
fun.
back and
pick any match on the card. Now, what would make it funnier is if you have maybe a Nikki Bella in a match at Mania, and you have that thing come on,
and
and
truth.
it's truth.
Oh man.
Bro, I think it'll be genius right there. That'll right all the wrongs. People will think they're going into next WrestleMania like, all muddied up and mucked out, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just bring the spirits up even more. Give them what they want some more, but with a twist. With a twist. You feel me? I think you on mute, streets.
You
You on
can't hear
mute?
me?
No? Yeah, now I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, almost yeah. No, I think that would be fire, bro. That's a dope ass idea.
Mm-hmm.
Also, again, again, this is my tinfoil hat wishful thinking. Pick another one of Cena's matches. We happen to hear word life, and then it's truth.
Mm-hmm. Basic thugonomics. Word
Again,
And
any
life.
one of those ideas, but again, you that has been very, very strange as of late. And if you want to right the wrong or again earn some get out of jail free cards, you're welcome for our ideas. We are
Mm-hmm.
negotiable.
And before we switch over to talking about Carlito, I want to thank Streets for making this graphic right here for the show.
Oh, well, you
Just
know.
give him his flowers right there, and
Thank
also just highlight the fact that even though I mentioned Truth might have mentioned being released, it does seem like he's talking from a positive angle. He thanked WWE for the ride, and he continued to thank each and every one of us along for being there for him, showing love, support, and appreciation. So even though I got my takes about that, I do wish All Truth the best and whatever he got going for him
you. Yeah,
going
sure.
forward. Just wanted to put that out there and with some positivity on that take for him right there. And I didn't get to have a graphic like this with Carlito, but I could read you what he said, and he had a lighthearted kind of feel to it too. He said, "My contract is up in 2 weeks. It would not be renewed. On top of that, WWE is demanding I pay back the money they paid me for apparently stealing money from the company. I've had my lawyers look into it, and after reviewing my footage on Netflix for the past months, they suggested I pay them back the money." He said, "All jokes aside, gracias WWE, and especially the WWE Universe. Los quiero mucho. P.S. I'll reappear again in another 13 years. Dios me los bendiga." So it was a lighthearted, fun message from Carlito. I feel like WWE completely dropped the ball on him, misused him. I'm not sure if he was in the shape that they wanted him to be in, but that was
I got
one of the
words for
things
this one.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
feel
was one of the things they spoke on when they took long to debut him. It was getting him back into shape. But Razor or Streets, y'all take the floor. Let me know what's your thoughts on Carlito.
you
Streets, you can start this one if you like. I may go long winded and I may pop a blood vessel on my eye talking about this one.
go. I mean, as far as getting him in the shot, I don't know. For me, I felt like looking at him back in the day and then looking at him now, I felt like he came back more jacked, than he used to be. And I felt like, like HD was saying, they just kind of, didn't really use him and utilize him the way they should have. I feel like that's becoming like the narrative nowadays. You know what I mean? You have this talent, and maybe because you have so much new talent that you're trying to bring up, you're not really focusing on like the gems that you have around you, and you just let those gems kind of fade. And it's like that sucks when you don't even realize, you may realize what you have, but you're almost taking a chance on just, someone else versus someone who, is already over and already put that work in for you, man. So you know what I mean? And I feel like, maybe the wrestlers are seeing a lot of stuff that we don't see behind the scenes. maybe can't speak on it. You know what I mean? But going out the way he went out, I think it's he's being lighthearted. He's being fun about it. I've also heard something like about the Miz. Possibly not renewing his when his is up. So as far as me, I felt like with this one it wasn't as bad as the archery thing. And like you say, he kind of was lighthearted with it, saying I'll be back in another 13 years. So he left some speculation for it to be like, hey, I'm gonna come back and might do some stuff. They get stuff right. So
I know TNA's done this before, but I think right now the business is growing. The young talent could benefit from having the older guys. My point is this:
yeah.
WWE should have a Legends Championship or like a legacy belt, something that is designed for the seniority wrestlers, the older, the ones that maybe you don't got a place for them storyline wise, anything. But you want to keep these older guys on the roster. I
Yeah,
just
they
wanted to
go.
get that out there.
Yeah, they kind of, when we was coming up watching wrestling, man, the old guys kind of led the new guys and put them over, gave them, showed them the way, and gave them the business. So now I feel like you're
Hmm.
kind of doing away with that. You want it just to be like young, new talent, and it's like like you just said, keep some of the OGs around, man. It's good. It's not like create something for them. They put in the work, and then
Hmm.
why not? Triple H, you fuck, the boss's daughter. You put in the work, and then you got your. Come on, man. I'm not kicking you to the curb. You feel me? Like not everybody's gonna have a wrestling contract and then go off to do movies or be that huge. Some people are just gonna be good wrestlers or just good characters in their own sense. So when they put in that work and they're still there, man, y'all got money ain't everything. Time is everything. You know what I mean? And they giving
This
you all
man
their
won the
time.
United States Championship upon his debut. He got into an elite feud with
Mhm.
John Cena upon his arrival.
Mhm.
Although there was some kayfabe controversy behind that. Shout out to Jesus.
Yeah, that man was getting Cena rigged up in the club, in the nightclub, all kinds of jazz. But not like he
Swiss
had a
cheese,
good
man.
gimmick, good music. I think they killed
Yeah.
Carlito when they didn't. Me and Razor spoke about this numerous times where they changed his music.
He took the man's identity.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said this earlier, H, that music makes everything.
Yeah,
Like if you got dookie music, you're out of here, buddy. What are you
bro. He don't
doing? I'm
he
not
he
even,
don't even
yeah.
he don't even walk to the ring the same with that new
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. It just
It
don't feel
ain't
the same.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
it don't.
I ain't gonna lie, when they switched Stone Cold's music up, I was like, I fuck with Stone Cold, but I ain't feeling it. They need to go back to the original, the Glass Shatter, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was one
I ain't,
song that Stone Cold had that I really wasn't digging. It was like some
yeah.
real slow tempo.
I
I
remember
don't
that one
know.
too. I was like, yeah, that was Dookie. I was like, what is this,
Yeah.
bro? Like, just go back, bro. Like, don't change it up, bro. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? But like you
Facts.
said, when you hear the bell gong, the Undertaker, the arena could be flaming hot. As soon as the lights get dark, boom, it's cold everywhere. You can see your breath. That's the effect the Undertaker had when he came out. When
Or
you
the
heard the
glass
glass
shatter.
shatter, somebody get you knew. Oh shit, it's Austin. You know what I'm
You
saying?
you hear
Somebody's
you hear
about to,
Brock
yes.
Lesnar's riff, Cena's
Come on.
intro.
Come on,
You
bro.
see the countdown for Jericho.
Bro. And it's
Rob
like
Van
certain
Dam, you hear one of a kind.
what? Come on, bro. There's just certain things that, they just make, the H
For Ziggler, you hear I am
I think
perfection.
I'm cute. Look, that nigga said, I think I'm cute, but I know I'm sexy. You know what I'm saying? I got the looks
Yeah.
that drive the girls wild. You feel me? He was out there kicking people's jaws off. When you heard that, you knew what it was. Same thing with time to play the game.
Randy, I hear voices in my
Ah,
head.
boy, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
CM Punk, cult of personality.
Come on, bro. You got that makes the character. That makes the character. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this too. It's time for the train.
You hear the
You knew you
bass.
about to see some puppies. You knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it just D
Blair, you
Generation
hear
X.
woo.
Exactly. Woo! You knew what time it is, man.
I'm
So it's
I'm
like,
looking at both of these pictures, bro. R-Truth and Carlito. Who's gonna be funny on the roster for us now?
Big
nobody.
Jim.
I mean, but he's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's funny, but he ain't like, some people just fit the mold. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that he's not funny, but some people just, he's good. They got it.
Maybe Sammy. Maybe.
I'm leaving it up to Otis.
My spirit animal is our only hope.
Yeah, I'm leaving it up to Otis, man. He got to bring home the comedic relief.
He's all we got left. Him and Tozawa.
I don't know. This whole not renewing people, and it works better for them, but it's kind of like, I don't know what, like, to me, it looks worse when you don't get
different
released.
because they're legends.
Yeah, but just letting contracts run out, make it feel like, oh, this person is expired. Rather than you release somebody, they fiending them. No, we want those 90 days to be up. And like, I think like WWE wanted to have this feel like, oh, well, if we're not gonna use them and not release them, they can go anywhere upon the contract being up. But it's having
here's the thing.
feel. It's having a different
These are
feel.
people you're using very consistently, mind you. Since we entered the Triple H era, these two guys have been on TV as much as the heavy hitters. And most of the time, they've been doing better than the heavy hitters.
I mean, they did the same thing to Sonya Deville. So they wasn't renewing her contract. Yeah.
It's like you're cutting people that have been on prominent roles and succeeding. It makes no sense. And especially Carlito, you've done fuck all with him. Now, again, yes, he did come back for the Royal Rumble in 2021, but also fast forward then to 2023, you bring him back for, I believe, was back was it Fastlane? Oh no, it was back to Puerto Rico, and then Fastlane 2023. Two very prominent roles. You had them both affiliated with Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, then with LWO later on, and then you bring him on full time, and then where we thought he was going to struggle with Judgment Day, much like R-Truth, he creates magic. Where again, we thought that he was going to just flounder. No, he made that shit work.
Yeah, cause it looked weird him just being placed with them, like.
And that was the problem as well, because again, he did feel out of place, but then again, so the truth did, and it somehow worked.
And upon leaving WWE, he's a champion now again in what, Puerto Rico?
Yeah, for his father's promotion, I believe.
So it seems like Carlito's getting right back to that bag.
No.
Like,
but that happened before we learned of the release. So again, he knew something as well.
That's what I'm saying, right? So like, he got things in motion kind of quick. He's like, man.
Maybe he had a heads up though. Maybe R-Truth did.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like maybe.
No, but again, much like Truth, it didn't matter if they had heads up or not. It's how it happened. Yeah. But now again, Carlito, we learned his was up in a couple weeks, anyways. But still, say something.
Yeah, we the ones buying the tickets. We the ones making your pockets fat. We the ones got you living in the mansions and driving in fancy cars. We should probably run shit by us first. That's how I just feel. You know what I'm saying? We pay all y'all checks.
With two guys that have been there as long as they have.
Yeah. We the WWE universe. Like, y'all run it through us first.
No, I agree with you.
Give us a heads up.
It don't sit right that your favorite character is about to get killed off television because of real life contracts.
Imagine this.
Yeah, like because of real life, because of money. Like, we have the belts are $600 and y'all was sold out. You got in my face, bro. Hell yeah, man. That was a kid. The $600, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. With all the money they making, I don't know who.
Come on,
who, like
yeah,
how you?
Time out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You just got a Netflix contract.
$5 billion.
But how much?
$5 billion.
Big with a big.
And they better get a few more billion when they get the PLEs and SmackDown in a couple years.
Nigga, did you say $5 billion? Would it be?
Yes.
I'm gonna get some a drink. I gotta rethink my life. That's not what. That's not what.
Streets, breathe. It's gonna be all right. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Okay. I'm gonna wait till he sits down first. Actually, no, fuck. He's already hyperventilating anyways. Imagine if they did this to Randy Orton, because these two are equally as popular. What if they did this to Randy out the blue? Or AJ?
That's crazy. We talking about money.
You wanna know what's even crazier?
We talking about money, and these niggas got $5 billion.
Cena's been on Raw too, but his retirement tour ain't been exclusive to Raw either. Like WWE
Well, again,
just
he
like,
started on SmackDown. SmackDown put him on the map. And I'll die on this hill. The fact that they didn't bring the fucking fist back is blasphemous. Netflix, you have one job. Bring back the fist.
I
mean, they still got time with SmackDown on America go to Netflix, but
again, Netflix, you know what to do.
yeah, I mean that whole thing, everything in WWE is weird. How they handling to release their wrestlers, not renew their contracts, the content they're giving us. I don't really see an upgrade in much of anything, to be honest, except the ticket prices.
Money. Y'all making more money. That's what I'm saying. Like, you making money on top of already making money. And that's just greed, bro. It's like,
why is it that a shirt from most places, regular, whatever, could be the same price, but all of a sudden y'all shirts, y'all just hiked them up to 35, 40.
What's up?
Hollister that's selling better quality t-shirts. Any brand got prices in the same ballpark.
How much are
all y'all doing is printing the damn shirt. Ain't even that many colors y'all got on y'all designs. It's only like 2 colors.
I'm gonna be honest though. If they see everybody else making money,
they're gonna
try to make it too, bro. That's all that it is, bro. It's like, hey man, they over making billions of dollars.
The merch designs aren't even good most of the time.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think we ever gonna understand it, because we not living in the mansions. We not waking up, people picking out our flights and picking our food, what we're gonna do for the day.
But here's the thing.
Everything, what I'm saying?
Most of the talent ain't even making close to that.
No, I'm talking about as far as them, they concerned, we probably ain't gonna understand their mindset.
Oh, you mean the powers that be?
Yeah. Because of that. Because they're looking at it like, I want to stay like this. Like, think about this.
But again, they're bringing in so much money on top of that contract. They ain't even touching that money.
But that's, again, when you start to get greedy, or you start to, okay, what's your number? Now let's say, okay, my number is 10 million. Then I make 10 million in the first couple of years of WWE. Now I'm still there. Like, well, now what's your number?
I'll take that across 5 years.
Is it 50 million? It's 50 million? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Then what if you start making that? What if you get to like the 300 million? You making so much money. Like, are you ever gonna be like, hey, look, there's an opportunity for you to make $1 billion? Are you gonna be like,
well, here's the thing. We
I don't want that billion.
But here's the thing. In such a short amount of time, we've jumped from a couple $100 million to a multi-billion dollars.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine, do you think they're gonna slow down?
Fuck no.
The appetite at that point is too, it's insatiable.
But here's the other side of it. Unless Saudi Arabia just buys everything, which they likely will, it's gonna plateau with Netflix. But it seems like Saudi might be the next deal. I promise you, the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, for sure, I can probably see that. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie. I thought with the next one, they got that money, but I feel like they not, like, I don't know, bro. Like, they humans at the end of the day, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I heard them saying something about budget.
They're sharing the wealth with everybody else. This thing is just fucking pay the talent more. At least the ones that are putting in work, at least.
On top of that, bro, like,
because again,
who's hurting for money? At the top, up where they at, who's really like, bro, I ain't got the money for that.
I mean, the starting contracts just for development are like 300 bands a year, something like that.
Think about it. Who in there could really say, bro, I don't got the money?
But still, what's your cost of living like?
I mean, depending on how long you've been getting that money. If you've been making 300,000 for a couple years, then your money, depending on how your spending habits, is like it might be nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was saying, what's your cost of living?
But you
like?
gotta realize, okay, like think about this. So 300,000 a year, right? Let's just say you start now. Once you save your money, or say the good majority of your money, you buy your house. Say next year you buy a car. Now what do you buy?
Whatever you want.
Exactly. So you ain't spending the big shit's already gone.
Some invest into stocks, some buy property.
Yeah. But I'm saying, do you think you broke?
Again, people have different definitions of that.
Yeah, people be gambling. People be doing, people are
some people have other vices. Some people
for sure
are trying to achieve other goals that require more finances. It depends.
I think it's all about the obvious answer is greed. But my thing is this: why not finesse the situation to where, like, instead of me making 400% profit, I'll make 300% profit and make the consumers that take that other 100% that would have been 400, make it consumer friendly. No, they just fucking us right up the ass talking about.
I told you
this is the highest. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because they can't. You can't stop.
I promise you, if they were serious about, because I don't know if you noticed last year they were constantly hyping how many consecutive sellouts they had. This year, the year's half over. They ain't counting anymore. Once in a while, you might hear Cole say it, but nowhere near as often as he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, again, you guys chose to, like I said, get greedy, spike up the prices. If you drop the prices at least 30-40% and then gave your talent an extra, like, let's say 5%, they're gonna be happy. We're gonna be happy. We'll be buying more of your shit.
It's hard for people to go back though. You know what I mean?
But again,
it's hard for people to go back.
And bro, and people do love the sport and shit, but people also love to be part of a moment, bro. You robbing people to be part of moments, bro.
Give us a reason to want to invest into all that.
Yeah. Like, they essentially becoming what attending a boxing event is, but just on a week. They don't even, like, bro, I doubt that they're gonna charge prices to go see a boxing event in the Taj Mahal the same as they're gonna do in Madison Square, bro.
Look,
just because it's on every week don't mean, like, come on, bro.
HD, like the last year, I was getting merch. I was buying merch pretty frequently. I haven't bought merch really this year at all. I don't think I bought a shirt. I think I bought 2 shirts this year.
Nah, yeah, I slowed down my purchases after the last show I went to. Legit.
Yeah, bro. They just trying to get chicken, bro.
The bang for your buck ain't really what it is.
And look, like homie said, like your homie said on the last show, bro, Baron, I don't mind investing into what I love because I'm supporting it. But when I feel like it's going one way to love and to support,
factual.
When you got The Rock coming out and saying, well, I felt like my job was done here. That's letting me know you don't care what we felt like. We felt like your job wasn't done, motherfucker. We felt like your job was not done, motherfucker. Get your ass back out there with Travis Scott and Cena. The fuck are you doing?
But you know what though? I'm gonna say this too.
And I purchased your fucking merch, brother.
He said I purchased it. Get the
fuck out. I'm not just talking.
I got a pair of Project Rock shoes for the gym.
Yeah, bro, the Final Boss shirts. I got like 2 or 3 of them things, bro. I ain't get to go to Papa Tui and
I got that shit.
I drank Terramana.
Time out. You know what's crazy? I got that nigga soap downstairs. The Papa Tui soap downstairs, nigga. Bro, so Rocky, fuck with us, bro. We all got your shit. You heard me, nigga?
You know what I'm saying, bro?
From the drinking to the bathing, nigga, to the merch, nigga. We know what the fuck we fucking with. This is what I'm saying too, though. You know what I mean? My girlfriend told me this.
I know we're clowning right now, but I'm gonna be honest. The amount of Terramana Reposado that this gullet consumes is not good.
I say this, man.
I'm saying the support is there, bro. Like, you can drink any fucking great shit you want. Like, my bad.
No, you good. She was like, whenever you have like a girl, like a woman, let's just say a woman, and you're a man. Say this woman, the first girl you date, all she does is kiss you. That's cool. So the next girlfriend, she does everything, right? Like beyond, right? You can't go back to the girl that just kisses
Yeah.
because men, we can't go back in like what we've experienced, and women can't go back in lifestyle. Like if they were had a dude who was like, oh, all I'm giving you is McDonald's. There's somebody who's giving them Red Lobster, steak dinners. You know what I'm saying? Driving them to dine-in movies and everything all the time. You can't go back in lifestyle because you've already
Even if they
shown it.
don't
So
want, even if they don't want the lobster, they just can't be seen in the McDonald's anyway.
they can't do it no more. You can't go back in lifestyle. Like you physically can't. So I think that like once you cross them thresholds, like you talking about, oh, we made 400 million. Let's go ahead and give 100 million or 400,000. We, you know what I'm saying? We went ahead and let's give them 100,000 to you can't because you've already crossed
Time
that
out.
threshold. I think it's too hard to go back. You've already started
Time out.
spending
HD
that money.
should I take it there?
Go ahead. Go viral. Go viral.
Okay, so say that happens. So now again, before I get into what I'm about to say, I'm gonna
Okay.
give it a little disclaimer.
Okay.
By no means am I bashing the opposition.
Okay.
Under any I'm not bad mouthing AEW. I'm just as an example. That's all the only reference. Just example.
Mhm.
I just want to put that out there. So on your notion streets,
Uh-huh.
say girl one's one that kisses, girl two is one that lets you do a couple things. Say girl number three says you get all that plus the emergency exit.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go back to number two or number one. You just can't. I mean, not saying that you can, but like mentally, you always gonna be like, "What about that exit though?" The last one had an escape exit that in case something happened.
What I'm saying is that ought to be one side of the brain. The other brain would be like, yes, there's that, but this one didn't piss me off as much.
Okay, I can understand that, but tell me, wait a minute. Then that boils down to what is pissing you off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But now, okay, minus what's pissing
What
you
what
off.
what if they
or the one that offers the back door? Who knows who else is getting access to that back door?
Okay, well,
or what if said person don't even care about the pussy. They just care about power, and they ready to move on to a new girl.
I can see that too. But okay, I'll say this
Ready
though
to
too.
just treat both
Does
of them
that?
shitty.
But I'll say this though. Which one's gonna allow them to get away with it more? It's gonna be the one
All of
that
them
they stay
girls
for.
because of the power.
Or
No, no,
But
no,
that's
no.
how
It's
they
time out.
feel. That's how they
That's how they
feel.
feel. But
That's how they
every
feel.
person knows like with this one, I can maybe be like, shut the fuck up. Right? But with one of them, I can be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And she ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Everybody know, like you feel me? Or no disrespect to the females.
To number three. We got money to make. Why are you wasting it?
Yeah.
Bro, I
But
had
again,
some wild thoughts about Money in the Bank. I said, what if they let Grande Americano win this shit?
I
But
hope I know we're gonna
but
get to this later on, but I hope he wins that one.
but what if he reveals himself to be Chad Gable and just to troll, let's say Adam Pearce tells him, well, I guess this is disqualified. You can't use the Money in the Bank. Like that'd be some a weird
That would
way
be
to like
that
yeah.
would be 2012 WWE levels of dog shit.
I mean
yeah.
they're approaching that, bro. That's what I'm afraid of.
I understand that, but
You know what's funny? I've
the
been
only
expressing my
way the reveal is
concerns,
gonna
and this
be
has been
the only
getting
real.
worse.
Yeah,
It has, bro. It has. It really
yeah,
has.
yeah.
I've been wanting to be optimistic with them, but it's like, bro, just when like I'm enjoying one little thing, when I be like, you know what, I'm not gonna go into. We hear people getting like it's just like, and it shouldn't play into the storylines, but it's again,
They've been
it
okay
do
with having shitty timing. Let's be honest,
right, yeah,
because right when shit's starting to get good, they do this, and it's like the fuck.
seriously.
Yeah,
Again, I
they do
said it
the
earlier.
most.
Nobody wants to know that Tony Stark ain't about to play. I should say Robert Downey Jr. ain't about to play Tony Stark because y'all ain't want to pay him.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't watch
I
it.
got another one of
That
Street's
just pissed
examples.
niggas off. You know why? Because it feel like y'all being greedy. Because you know how much we know how much money you make off these
We know
movies.
how
You know what I'm
we
saying?
done
We
went to
know how much. Yes, like, and especially we know when it be time to go get our kids shit. Nigga, they got every single character you can think of for
You
birthday
making
cakes.
money off of Iron Man, but not using his likeness. So you making money off the fact he made this shit popular without paying
Yeah,
him.
exactly. That's
Come
what I'm
on,
saying.
y'all
Like
banking, bro. Like
that nigga, like
chill.
that nigga went ahead and like Iron Man was hot, but that nigga took it to another level, right? And then you
Another
selling,
level.
you making birthday cakes. They got his likeness,
Ray's
but maybe
about
not
to
him.
crash.
Cupcakes, cookies, toys, wallpaper, Christmas wrapping, everything. Gift bags with their face on, like everything. I'm making money.
PlayStations.
PlayStation, you got little plates, all
The
little. Go to
Spider-Man
the
edition,
store,
like
they got
come
like
on,
the
bro.
little knockoff shit, the little shit from the dollar store that they didn't get no approval. The nigga just made it because it's hot. Like them, they get all that money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the little shit with the bendy straw. Like I think there be cereal boxes, bro. Think about how much these people be out there cereal boxes with the kids every morning. Yeah, let me get the one. You feel me? Like you ain't getting no check. They ain't like, nah, it's not you on there. That's Spider Man, nigga. They ain't Toby. That ain't you. That's Iron Man. You better back up. Like I made the character hot. He wasn't even got the contract. What are you talking about, bro? Like what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't play no character without seeing my face.
Bro, that
Like I
pissed us
had
off
to.
when the Avengers game came out and Thor ain't look like Chris Helmsworth
That's what
and
I
all
said.
these
Hey, look,
who is this Thor?
hey,
Like
on my mama, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy game. My wife will never play that with me. I have tried everything. She's like, no, the characters don't like the ones in the movie. I'm like, but the storylines is amazing. Like one of the best video games. She's like, no, they don't look the same. And so again, that goes back to what y'all was saying earlier. If it don't look the same, and the music ain't hitting, shit just ain't right for us. It ain't gonna be right. It ain't. No matter what it is. Yeah, if I was in that era or realm, I'm sorry, I gotta see my face. Maybe somebody like Wolverine or something. I don't want to be Deadpool because Ryan Reynolds ain't getting that check. He should, every check at this point because he revived.
nah, bro, it's their like you said though, it's their work, like it's their emotions that they put into that shit.
Bro,
Niggas gave him a line, he made the line better.
think about this.
What?
How many?
They gave him a line, he made the line better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Think
we
about
just gloss
this.
over that shit though.
Think about this, bro. How many video games got sold with Mike Tyson and Michael Jordan's likeness? Remember, you used to go on there and get the character. This is the Bob character, or the black dude who was hunched over. You knew who it was. Now I was just saying something today. They said that they openly admitted that Street Fighter, that Belrog was based off Mike Tyson, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they brought that game to America, they were so scared that Mike Tyson was gonna sue them for the likeness that they changed everything around. That really, Belrog was M. Bison. That was the final boss. You didn't fight Bison.
Yep.
They say it was Bison, then Vega. Vega was supposed to be the main person, and then
Breathe.
Belrog. I'm like, what? Bro, all the likeness, bro, craziness, bro. So it's like you already got that stuff. Why not give them the bag anyway, bro? Like, stop being so greedy, man. You're gonna get the money. It's gonna come around. They're gonna make more. Don't be so greedy.
I mean, look at Bobby Lashley. They didn't want to pay him, and now he having the time of his life on AEW.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
But before I get to that, I want to say this: the current situation at hand of the topic. All I have is this. It's like you go into town on some chick, a few dudes barge in the door, and old girl's like, "It's all right, they're next."
Listen to me. Okay. Wait a minute. Listen to me. Okay.
That's real shit though. Like,
Now time out. This is my thing.
Secret.
Now I'm gonna make it. That's cool. Time out. Now, do you get offended? Depends on how much time you pay for, right? If you only pay for an hour, can't be mad. If they pay for 4 hours, you should be mad at yourself, not them. You feel me?
What
So
if,
it's like,
what if it was all free 99?
if it was all free 99, you got paid and you paid for it. Hey, they just
No,
came up on you.
all of it. Oh, I mean, all of it meaning you wine and dine or what?
Okay, yeah, okay. Wine and dine.
Then by
everything.
that, yes, and then everyone else is free 99.
Okay, so if you wine and dine, everybody else is free 99. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. then it sounds like you need to play Paul Heyman and let your talent. You need to be,
These crash outs were brought to you by.
yeah. You already know. It sounds like you need to go ahead and just step to the side and let your talent do its thing. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing too. You know what I mean? Like people don't know. Like, hey, look, just because you got them in your corner, don't mean that you gotta always fight that fight. Sometimes you gotta let that fighter be a fighter. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. Okay,
And that's my point with the crowd crying for all truth. But my fault. Continue.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know how nasty we're gonna get, but I'll say this: in high school when I was younger, there was a particular female who everybody got to know, right? Very well. But I'll say this: one of the guys came along, and he knew that everybody.
We may have our first Patreon special.
Everybody knew that this girl got along with everybody. You know what I mean? She's for the streets. And this guy knew that. And what does he go and do? He goes and he makes her his girlfriend to try and like contain it. Like it's mine.
We all know a guy or two like that. Let's be honest.
Yes. And then he went as far as being like, okay, well, I'll let her hang with you and you, but not you. And you.
Not you. Not you.
Maybe you.
You guys might run off with her.
Yes. So we had to get in there and break her out. We're like, no, this isn't gonna happen. This is for everybody. We had to go in there and break her out. But I say that like you said, like let them do what they do. Don't get them. Don't if you walk into a situation like that, you gotta already know what you got on your hands. You know what I mean? Like a lion is gonna be a lion.
Well,
if you want a dog, go to dog. But if you got a lion, you gotta know one day that lion's gonna grow up.
Well,
and you might not be able to contain it.
Has that history been made aware of? And two,
okay,
as adults, are you guys having those conversations?
Well, I think it boils down to this. Go ahead.
Or option C, which does happen from time to time, is one person take the other person's word as gospel and just trusting that, not knowing of the past.
Okay.
And also, if they're still about that life, what happens when they find out?
Well, I think it boils down to what that person really wants, what you really want. And you know what? I think a lot of us lie to ourselves. Like, you be seeing the red flags. And you be like, maybe that was orange. Maybe it was pink. It was magenta. It wasn't red. Like, you saw a red flag. But maybe you chose to hide that because it was comfortable. Or maybe it was like, yeah, it's a red flag, but there's all these other things that I like, so I'm willing to accept that red flag. You know what I mean? And then when something happens,
but if like, they're if they act like that, if that's still part of their daily duties, so to speak,
and they're acting
we really gotta put that on Patreon. I'm sorry, this cannot go on YouTube. We all might get banned.
No. We're talking. We're relating it. You know what I'm saying? It's all in good fun. I don't think it's anything too bad. But
it's a hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Fucking chat want us to instead of use people, we can use dogs and cats. Then
a
boy dog and a boy girl, a cat, a girl dog.
You feel me? It's a hypothetical. This is hypothetical.
We about 120 miles past that.
Nah, but real talk. I mean, like it's the same concept though. Like for real though, because it's like just like you said, a lion, two lions that like if a boy lion meet a girl lion. There's no marriage in the wild, right? They just announced it like this is, and the girl like it. That's mine, right? But then it's like if they not tied down, she could go wherever. But that male lion gonna be like, nah.
My point was, if she's still doing that while you guys are together, and she's like, hey, this has been me.
It depends what type of cuck you are.
That's what I'm saying. It depends. Like, are you gonna? If that's not your cup of tea, then you get up out of there. And I think that some people be like, hey, I put a lot of time and investment into this.
Yeah.
It's like,
but again, say you learn this 6-7 months after the fact.
Then if you learn
this, it can be problematic.
It can be but again, it's all about how you choose to move forward.
Some people could just be like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's look at Dominic. Let's look at Dominic,
I'm
right?
crashing the fuck out. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Let's look at Dirty Dom. He's got caught up a few times with women, right? Liv still stays around. She's still there. Come on now. It's like, hey, look, she could have been dipped out, but she's like, okay, you got caught.
For all we know, Roxanne
chicken nuggets.
For For all we know, Roxanne is Finn's girl.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You should still stay. So it's like, what level? Like, yeah, Dirty Don be flirtatious. He be doing his thing with other women, but like, is it worth giving that up? You know what I mean? Is it worth like you said, your girl might be cheating, but you know, is she going? Does she still come home and cook every day? Does she still, you know, do her thing with you every day? Does she still bring money onto the table? Is she still helping out with everything? You know what I'm saying? And what kind of person do you want? Do you want somebody who's strictly like, this is just me, nobody else is? Boom, that's cool. You just gotta go find that. I think people like you know, get comfortable, and they don't really want to go and go look for them.
I mean, again, it's gonna go back for me to greed. Like whatever the situation is, the person that
Yep.
or the entity, the group, the business company we referring to, is gonna all circle back to the same thing, greed, because it's like bro, once you already got your generational wealth set, I don't care how much you chop it up to
Bro,
me.
come on,
Everything
come on,
else
bro.
is greed. Like you said,
It's
lifestyle,
greed, bro.
greed.
Greed. You
Keeping
can't
up
go
with the
backwards.
Joneses,
You can't go backwards, bro.
greedy.
That was the whole point of me making that about like
Yeah,
dating women and doing all that. You
it's
can't go
greed.
backwards. Yeah. Once you get like my woman said this, she's like, "Hey, look, I do everything with you. Then if this hypothetically, right? And then you go off and have another girlfriend. If she doesn't do everything, you're gonna go looking for that thing that she doesn't do because you can't go backwards. So it's hard for them to be like, we made, you know, this much money. We made 100 million. Oh, okay, cool. Give 20 of that or 10 of that to the roster. Give 10 to the fans so they can have cheaper merch so they can buy more merch. Make the sales a little, the prices a little lower so they can buy more. And it's like,
And like you said about the number,
Increase
what's
supply
your
and demand.
number? 10. Sometimes
what's
goal
your
driven
number?
people,
That's what I'm saying.
sometimes goal driven people are never content with, all right, we reached this amount. How can we reach the higher number? And they don't even have to do no more with, yo, we doing this for the fans or whatever it was built on, whatever foundation it was supposed to be entertainment. Yeah, we still got entertainment, but this is how we gonna entertain,
And this is
right?
what I'm
Like,
saying too. I say it's generational wealth, right? Like HD said, once you've like, I look at Triple H when I be seeing like the Hall of Fame speeches. I see his daughters and stuff there. I'm like, they're not hurting for nothing. Nothing, bro. I bet you they're not hurting for anything. They probably never have been. Rightfully so. They're Vince's kids, right? They're Vince's grandchildren, right? So it's like,
at
you
least
know
make
that.
sure some of the people that help run the show stay fed. The cameramen, the
Come on,
wiremen, the
bro.
people in the production
That's what
truck,
I'm saying. I'm
some
like,
of the
bro,
right. You just hear some people get fired and then got to move on. Fuck
think
it.
about this. Like just looking at like the people, like the main people, right? Like Triple H, you bred it. Stephanie's bred it. Shane's bred it. Vince's bred it. Bro, Linda's bred it. Like, they like,
The
yo,
fucking investors that gotta say at the boardroom that don't do shit, breaded
Brandon, bro. It's like,
motherfuckers that
so,
got an input that don't do shit. That they saying, nah, we didn't like that. We don't like what y'all did. It affects our sponsors. But you're not in the
and,
gym, so to
and
speak. You're not in the
and this is what
gym.
I'm saying. You definitely getting a bigger bag now than you was when you was wrestling. So
Nigga, that's
that
my
ain't
point. Some people weren't even wrestling in the boardroom. Like them boardroom people that Vince had to like answer to when he got kicked out. Some of those people just investors, bro.
investors, bro.
Investors, because that's what happened when they went public. Now you're dealing with investors.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Tony Khan, he don't got to worry about investors. That's why I believe he hasn't went public yet. He don't want to deal with the outside influence, other people that necessarily
Mm-hmm.
they just
Don't have
analytically
no.
looking at shit.
Yes. They're not really looking at it because they don't really, care for it. They just looking at it like, this is my money. I can invest it in this and be able to get a return on my,
Hmm.
on my investment. But yeah, bro, like I said, it boils down to, you can't really go backwards. You can't really go backwards in lifestyle. And I feel like, what you said, once you already got generational wealth, once you've already established, your family and their families they're gonna have, bro, you can go ahead and get back.
So
Even,
with that being said, I got the question: do you feel like it hurts WWE not having a clear cut format? Like I feel like they don't have no format in terms of one couple of stretch of weeks they're in the United States, then we got a run of PLEs overseas, then we're back with PLEs. It just feels like unstructured. It just feels like they just kind
Mhm.
of doing shit.
I feel like that they're trying to do
HD.
anything they can to wiggle out from the way maybe Vince used to do things. I think
HD.
Vince, maybe as much as he had it, probably had it structured a certain way, and that's maybe how he got away with certain things because it was set up a certain way and structured with certain people. And I think they're now trying to do so freeform so that that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like it was shook so much that I think now they're just trying to move in a way that's like so sporadic and non-planned that it's almost like a good and a bad thing at the same time. Like I said, it's good to kind of switch it up or whatever the case, but in a bad way because there's no structure and it's just like it's all over the place, and y'all are trying to like reel it in. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to corral everything and get it, right, but you're struggling with it a little bit because like even with the Netflix thing, I thought that was gonna be like every week was about to be a pay per view type thing.
Right,
That was
right,
about to
right.
be crazy. Like I've not went back and watched nothing. Like, did you go back and watch the second week of Raw when it came on Netflix? Let me go back and watch the second. Bro, you wasting space. Y'all could have kept us like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's really going back and being like, ooh, let me watch this mediocre mid card match on Raw? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm. And what you was gonna say, Razor?
What I was going to reference was how often does, at least on the Raw side, because it's Netflix, not only follow up with their continuity from the PLEs, but more importantly, uh, I guess what would you say their consistency is?
It don't feel nothing like what the debut episode of Raw. Like if you told me this is gonna be how every episode should be, like it didn't live up. We saw celebrities, we seen Travis Scott, we seen a bunch of highs, and like now I don't see any of that. Not to say we need celebrities out there every week because they just had the two guys, the comedians backstage, but Bert and the other guy, but it's like I don't know, it just doesn't have that feel. Like they're supposed to be like every show. It's like when there's a key matchup on NBA, they put their
mm-hmm.
best games on TNT. They're not gonna put on NBA on TNT. They're not gonna give you the Charlotte Hornets versus the Philadelphia 76ers, who's 1-18. They're gonna put on the best available game.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Monday Night Football. They're not gonna give you the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins.
They're gonna have it set up, But like you said, maybe they ain't planning
And
it
that's
right.
fucking
Maybe they're
analytics
kind of.
dealing with alleged real sports that motherfuckers could see a whole year in advance that this team ain't gonna be shit. So we definitely not gonna put them on Monday night. That's my problem with NXT. Y'all got these people in NXT for 2, 3, 4 years, and then what? Like you still don't realize that shit not gonna work on the main roster, or that it should work on the main roster, but we want to keep them on NXT for a few longer for what? I don't know.
I think that they have a plan, and no matter what, they try to execute it. Even if it's a bad plan, they still try to push it through. Just to be like, hey, this is what we plan, and we don't plan for it to go wrong. But even if it does, we're not going
You
to
know
tweak
they
it.
ain't got
We're
no
just going to
plan.
keep it going.
They don't have a plan in sight.
I know it was funny when the Rock came back, and they they just kind of rolling the dice, rolling the dice.
I don't know what could solve it. I just feel like there's not enough.
I was going to ask you, what do you feel like could save it, HD?
There needs to be true bad guys, like true, not bad guys that's trying to seek approval, like not bad guys that want to be cool. We need JBLs out there. We need people like Kane before
Rusev,
he
more
started
Rusevs,
being.
and yeah,
Yeah,
more like people
Bruce
who
is a
like
baby
really,
face right now.
yeah. So I'm saying, what?
Yeah, they got him as a baby face. Or they're trying to get him as a baby face.
Rusev?
Well, Oh yes, only because the fans
That
are
Rusev.
demanding his Rusev Day to come back.
I'm gonna say the nigga
You
who was
said
pushing
Rusev?
Tozawa, bro.
What?
Like, he been your boy. Like,
Believe it or not, the fans are demanding they go him do the Rusev Day stuff.
okay, so I can understand that. See, that's the fans just being like, we don't like this new shit, nigga. Grow the hair
Well,
back. You know, go back
at the
to.
rate as they're saying yes to everything, that might be next.
I mean, I mean, that's just the fans, though. You know what I mean? They on some, whatever. But I feel like, like back in the day, bro, like
He's
you
best
really
as a
hated,
heel.
you hated the bad guy. Wasn't no. I mean, I understand like it's a new era and like they're cheering the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we cheer bad guys too. Like Austin was a bad guy. Steve Austin wasn't good. He's a bad guy. We
I mean,
definitely cheered him, bro. Like
they're,
Triple H
they're
was a
cheering
bad guy.
Jacob.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have certain, but again, Jacob, I feel like would have fit in the era back then. Type in terms of like, hey, I'm doing my own shit. I'm not trying to be like a good guy. I'm just being me. I don't care if you're a bad guy and I'm a bad guy. I'm gonna still kick your ass because I'm about me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what people more resonate with. Same thing resonating with the Undertaker and Stone Cold. It's like, look, I don't give a fuck if you put a good guy, a heel in front of me, or a baby face. Because the Undertaker was good and bad. It's like, I don't care who you put in front of me. I'm whooping their ass. So that's kind of how I feel like he embodies that spirit, and that's why they like him. But outside of that, HD's right. You need some bad guys. When Mankind came out and he gave them niggas the mandible claw with that black claw and they was spitting foam out the mouth, bro, it made you, as a kid, you was like,
You need heels and
yeah,
credibility, bro. Like
yeah.
and I don't want to make it a race thing, but like I look, you mentioned Tozawa, bro. Anybody that was like Tozawa back in Vince's era could noticeably go in the ring. There wasn't no act like until it got to later where they made Funaki and them the number one
Funaki, like,
SmackDown. But I'm talking about Taka Michinoku,
indeed. Yeah, yeah.
Tajiri.
Taka Michinoku, yeah, all of them.
They had them dudes scrapping like it's like they
And they
barely
was
showed
putting in
what a
work.
Tozawa could do.
Taka
You feel me?
Michinoku was putting in work. That nigga, Taka
Yeah,
Michinoku
bro.
drive, he was, man, I used to, what?
They barely
Especially on the
show what an
game.
Otis could do. Vince made Mark Henry a guy that maybe he's a little bit taller than Otis, sure. But if we're talking about being that big, stocky, husky, Vince did a good job at portraying like, yo, this guy's a strong guy.
But you know
He
what
could
I
move
seen though?
cars. He could do
That he did, but I feel like Vince could have did a lot more with him, bro. He could have been like, I've
what
been
Mark
watching,
Henry?
hell yeah, bro.
He
Because
said
I was
I mean
looking
he
at,
could have done more.
like,
He
I'm
made
looking
him
at stuff
sexual
like he
chocolate
was,
though.
yeah, he was real deal strong than a motherfucker. Like I was hearing like, little stories coming out. There was wrestlers who was scared of him for real. Like JBL and them was like, they said something to him, bro. He said he was mad at him about something, bro. And that nigga was mad. Mark Henry went and somebody's locker was messed up. And they couldn't get it off. They was trying like 4 or 5 wrestlers. They said he just went there with his bare hands and ripped it off the hinges, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
JBL
Mark
was like,
Henry's the rare case. I think that he got better with time.
mm-hmm,
Like when he
mm-hmm.
came in, he was very green in
Yes,
WWE,
yes,
and he didn't
yes,
know
yes.
nothing. He would say people ribbing him, telling him how this is how things go, and it wasn't. They playing pranks on him, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when he became like the Hall of Pain, when he had the braids and all of that,
He
that
was
second,
fucking motherfuckers up,
yeah,
bro.
Vince knew what to do with that version of him. Like
Yes, yes, yeah.
even with
Somebody
the
gonna
little
get their ass
sexual
kicked.
chocolate stuff, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
you know what I'm saying, like. Vince did it with Otis a little bit. He had her and him and Mandy Rose together paired up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's not enough credibility to the characters, not enough babyface, not enough heels. Like, and the babyfaces that are there, they not like really like how
Big
John
baby
Cena
faces.
was, how Kurt Angle was when he was a babyface. Like, yo, I'm fighting for these guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Edge and Christian, the cool
Yeah,
baby faces that were like, you know what I mean? Like two guys out of dude, where's my car? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
type shit. Yeah. They don't have a lot of that, man. They got a lot of people who are just entertaining. You know what I mean? And it's like they can fit in a slot whether good or bad, whether heel or baby face.
it's like
Like you said.
to be babyface is like these people got to be a little edgy in this day and age, whether anybody wants to admit it. 'Cause I think the fans don't want to admit it, but they don't want the attitude era shit like girls being called divas, bras, and panties matches. But y'all do like that edginess that the females bring. Y'all
Yes.
do like that bad boy feel that the
Hmm.
the heel guys bring. Like Roman Reigns should not be cheered.
No.
Even myself, I just cheer for him because I always mess with him dating back to the Shield. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Facts, me too. I was the
but if
only one who was like, I spoke with Roman Reigns. Everybody was like, he's weak, he's undeveloped, he's not ready. I like, what buddy, bro? He's the coldest one, bro. Everybody used to be on my, and they be like, yeah, he's just undeveloped. And I'm like, bro,
yep,
I used to always cheer for that nigga to win, bro. I swear to God.
yep,
Everybody be
same
like, you
here.
duty, bro. This nigga's not good.
Same. I had to deal with
I
like, oh, you
swear,
like Roman
bro.
Reigns? Like,
I
nah,
swear, people like, you
Vince
like
is
him?
pushing him. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, and people like, I don't know why Vince is pushing this guy. He really wants this dude. I'm like, y'all don't see it either. Like, what are you niggas looking at? And then now look at this, look what it blossomed into. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I feel like like us, I consider us real wrestling fans. People like us that really know the history, we appreciate what their family has been through, and we wanted to see them have success early on. So I was
Yeah.
never one of those like, oh, just Vince is pushing. So I say that to say like, but at the character wise, anybody that didn't know his back history, if you just watching, you don't know nothing about Nathan, you should be booing that man. But because of
Yeah,
the
for
landscape
sure.
we in, everybody putting their ones up, the cheering.
Facts. You want to be a part of that. Like
You want
again,
to be
you
a
don't
part
want
of
to
that.
be in. You don't want to be like even if
Like
I
Solo
bet
does a
you.
good job at being a heel. Solo.
Yes, yes. I was gonna say because he's
And
like
it's only gotten
you.
better.
You know why? Yes, he gotten better. But you know why I feel like it's like you working with your family, like your brother. Like you know what I'm saying? How many times you've been like? Because you could see how when he did the last promo when he was like cutting off Jacob Fatu. You know what I'm saying? And when he was just like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we all know what you mean. You know what I mean? You could tell he was like he's more comfortable. But like you said, we need those kind of heels that are like
Yeah,
heel.
him and Dom been the only two that been like real.
Yeah.
I think Drew McIntyre tries at times.
You ain't
His
counting
problem
Naomi?
is
Yeah, but
she's
he's
good. She's good now.
yeah, Naomi. But Naomi's a good heel. I was gonna say, but it's like you said, we need more. You need somebody who's like stand out heel. You know what I mean? I feel like some of these people become heels just because you hate them. Like Naomi,
Gunther, he
yes,
was a
Gunther
natural
was
heel,
whooping. He was
and
whooping
then he
niggas'
became a fan
ass.
favorite. People started to get
Hmm.
behind it.
But again, I feel like they run into that because they don't. You run to the badasses. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you don't have any of those heels who are like where's the people like, shut up when they're talking to the crowd, like you and insult people and shut up, get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
W-
Getting mad at the crowd,
We
acting like
need
you gonna go
We
out
need
there.
Roddy Pipers out there. Like Drew McIntyre gonna be out. You
Yeah,
can't be out there with a cool song, my guy. His
yeah. I
song
mean,
sounds cool. I ain't gonna lie, with Drew McIntyre, his whole get up is cool when he come out. I'm like, yo, I fuck with this guy, bro.
yeah.
Roddy Piper used to come out with the annoying bagpipe. Ding, ding. Like,
I
nah,
used to
turn
hate
It
like,
that
wasn't
like,
shit.
annoying.
nah.
You just hating.
I used to hate that shit.
Bro.
But yeah, you
I
know what I'm
will
saying? Like,
happily be in the minority.
you gotta,
Nah, if it was WrestleMania time and he coming out with the people that's playing the bagpipe, that's different. It's WrestleMania. But like on a normal Monday night, you hear it, I'm like, oh nah, bro. Not Piper coming out to ruin somebody's night.
yeah, you already know. You like, here we go.
Yeah,
Like you
like
said, we need more of those bad guys. We need more of those true bad heels. You know what I'm saying? Like big bads. You know what I'm saying? Like you had your people who was like, hey, look, I'm a tweener, but like I don't care if y'all like are cheering me. I'm gonna do something that's gonna make y'all hate me even more. You're
look at
not
Braun
gonna cheer me. You're
look at
gonna
Braun
boo me.
Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
He should be bad, but he's so badass that people love him regardless, even if he
That's
with
what
the
I'm
heels right
saying.
now.
Mhm. But you know what? And it's like you're because your uncles and them laid the way. It's like people gonna always love you even when you're bad because it's like they already. It's just like they love the history of it. It's so rich in history, like with your
Like what
uncle
we saying
and
about
your
Roman.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just hard to really hate you because they don't. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Dominic. Like, dude, your dad is fucking luchador greatness, bro, royalty, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He started this shit to a point when it, on certain aspect, like with ECW and bringing that all over. You know what I mean? And then going to
Hmm.
WCW and WWE. You know what I'm saying? He's so they love Dom. There's no way they would never not. They're gonna boo him, but at the end of the day, it's like you gotta love him. You know what I mean? There's certain people you just gotta love. You know what I mean? So,
And I think the fans play a big part. Like we play a huge part into like as a kid, I thought Kane was cool, right? But the reaction when he came out was everybody boo the bad guy. Let's
You
boo Kane.
gotta boo him. You gotta
Boo.
boo. That sold
Yeah,
tickets because you wanted
yeah.
to see the back. And I'm thinking
You're
about
not
this, like,
killing his credibility. You're not.
yeah. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the bad guy won, it was like you hate him even more. Like, I hate this month. You know what I'm saying? Now when the bad guy wins, it's like, oh, that was cool because he did a cool move, or he's a badass, so I cheer him. It was never like that. Like when Triple H was at the Reign of Terror, like, please whoop this nigga's ass and let him lose the belt. He
And I
win,
feel
you'd be
like
like,
yeah,
I
bro.
was never like, what's another one for Triple H? You know what I'm saying? Another one for Hunter. I was like, bro, come on, bro. Or anybody,
That
like you
no
said.
good son of a bitch.
Right. Yeah. Or
A
when
true
Hogan was
heel.
doing his shit, I was like, bro, who is gonna finally beat the NWO, bro? Because they just whooping everybody, bro. It made you hate them, bro. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how cool it was, like, yeah, this is cool. And they was doing shit like the Too Sweet. You wanted to do that shit. You wanted to go to your friends and do that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I used to be whooping my friends and turn him over. Hey, like we got spray paint they back NW, but at the end of the day, when you watch, you still hate them. Like, now look at these
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers. Like, please don't spray paint his back, bro. You just doing them dirty, bro. Just violating them. You know what I mean? So I felt like they was doing a good
I mean,
job.
and
They
and
took
you
the
mentioned
belt and
those
spray
guys.
painted the belt. Like, you're defacing it. Like, why would you do that? You didn't even do it even. You did it all sloppy. And it was like on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It was like it just made you feel like this is like off the script. This is like, what is going on? This is real almost. Got to be real. This can't be planned. I'm taking a real belt that's just, it holds so much value and it's so sacred. You're spray painting it. You know what I'm saying? And you're turning wrestlers in. Like you said, they just did a good job, in the WCW and the WWF and ECW. You know
And
what
it
I'm
was a
saying?
heel. Like the heel character plays such a critical role. It can help like a lot of other characters, like you said, the NWO. They were able, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Natural Hills. They were able to take the biggest baby face in the business
Mm-hmm.
and make that feel like an
Business.
effortless transition. Yeah.
Yes, like it wasn't nothing.
I mentioned Kane. Undertaker could have been he came in as a heel, debuted with Ted DiBiase and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Kane being the heel he was changed the dynamic of Undertaker, making him a baby face going forward.
Yeah,
Let,
factual.
let's not forget one of the more
Factual.
famous of the generation, John Bradshaw Layfield.
That's
Layfield.
one of the ones I started off with. I said we need JBLs out here. That was dead ass one of the ones, Razor. JBL, because he was
It needed to be
unforgiving. Like,
repeated.
yep, unforgiving, bro. Coming out there, if he was going against a Mexican wrestler, he wasn't holding no jabs. We doing the border thing.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there cutting feelings, making you feel like, oh, I
Granted, it
hate
was
this dude.
different times then, but
Yeah.
it's like
But there's
you
still
can allude to
what?
the character a bit, like you know what I mean, like
There's still a way. I feel like,
This man is pulling up in Mexico on his same bullshit from 20 years ago.
I seen that. I seen that clip. I seen that. But you know what? That, to be honest, sells tickets.
But again,
It's good.
other
You know what I'm
parts of the
saying?
world, those show love that because they know that's his craft. For some reason, here in the
Yeah.
States, oh, you got to call it cancel culture.
because the rest of the
No,
world got
because
thick skin.
yes. Yep.
They know
Over
they're just
here.
watching. They know it's entertainment,
Now I'm
and
gonna tell
they're
you what it
okay that it's
is.
entertainment.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
because
what
the
it is
second it's
too.
not, they on your ass. If it's real life,
Mhm.
they on your ass.
When we was
But again,
younger,
but everybody knows that again. If Jaba's pulling up, doing, he's in Mexico saying some shit like, "You guys are the reason." Blah blah. The board has to be this
yeah, I
X
seen
Y
that.
Z,
Yeah, the reason,
and
they got
Mexico's
the
going.
border.
They're just going along with it because they know it's part of the show.
Yeah, but you know what? Like HD said, other parts of the world got thicker skin, and I feel like with us here, back in the day, you had to like if you was
And
getting
that's
in
the sad
something, you
part
had to
about
come
it.
with it. You had to come with it or come with something. You couldn't just or you gonna get joked out. You know what I'm saying? I think that as time grew older, people who didn't have jokes was just like, I'm gonna tell, or this is not cool,
And that's the
and
sad part about it.
it just formed into this whole thing where it's like now you can't say anything to anybody because it's offensive, and it's like being offensive
And then you start complaining
creates
just because
character.
you want to complain.
That's how you find out who got the backbone, who's quick witted. You know what I'm saying? When your friends is getting joked on, who's the friend who steps up? Like, hold on, Don, let me do that. You know what I'm saying? You ever been out there playing ball? Man, we don't know what's up. You got that one homie? I'm gonna call him. Cause why? He can dunk, shoot, hit. That's how you knew. Hey, we all good, but he's next level. How do you know? Because you can see it. You know, we've all been tested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who got the best jokes? Him. You know how you know? We all joking, and every time he making everybody laugh. He going against everybody. He's real quick on his toes. He can joke on anybody. That's how you find out. That's how you find out who's who. You get that character. Oh, he's the funny guy. He's the
And
basketball
then
guy.
it's
He's
either
the
you
hustle
get
guy.
better or you're okay with your role.
What killed this and what started it was participation awards. Making sure
Oh,
everybody got
that ruined everything. Everyone got to get
that's
a.
where it started. Because everybody has to be included when it's like that's not how things go. When you
And
go
if you
to
don't pay
like
attention to history,
If
bro,
you
you're gonna
ask,
repeat
yes,
it.
it happens, and then it comes down to either you actually enjoy it or just get better. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
what's wrong with losing? That's the
Nothing.
problem. What's wrong with losing?
I mean,
It's okay to lose. Come back.
I mean,
Losing teaches lessons. Teaches you how to get better.
from 7th grade to 10th grade, I tried out for the basketball teams and I didn't make it. So I just started hooping more.
Yeah.
If I didn't make it, I was like, all right, I tried it 4 years in a row, nothing happened. All right, it ain't for me.
Type shit.
I still love the game. It's just to that level, I plateaued. It is what it is.
WWE, I'm just concerned they're not paying attention to history. Vince McMahon took this business a whole nother level, took us to heights and deals that we didn't even think were possible. And we seen what happened when he got comfortable. People started to revolt and complain and leave. And I don't think that the fans are shy from doing that again in the future if they're not happy with what they seeing. Even if it's as little as R-Truth getting released, that could be the start of it. That could be the domino effect. We thought it was WrestleMania. I think people were still willing to give a chance, you know?
Yep.
But this reaction to Monday Night Raw that just passed, like, I'm be honest, I seen a fan uploaded video. CM Punk trying to mitigate it with the fans. And they even booed what CM Punk had to say. Not even CM Punk could put the band-aid on the situation.
Hear that. Fuck all that. You feel
Don't
some
you
type
just
of way,
hate the
you feel
truth?
some type of way. I'm saying. You feel in some type of way, it's like, nah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck how you sugarcoat it, bro. I'm feeling how I'm feeling it. The only thing that make me feel better is to change that.
It's sad when your problems are self-inflicted.
I got an impromptu question though, something fun for the chat before we get out of here. We spoke about the releases, R-Truth, Sarah Logan and Carlito, but Cena, he's having his last few dates about to come up. You know, by the time we know it is over. Let's say if he played in a movie, how would you guys feel if he played in Mortal Kombat? Maybe it's Johnny Cage.
I think it'd be cool.
I had my theory of Johnny Cage, and it's Mr. Michael Mazanin.
That would have been fun too. I seen Miz said he would have liked to play the
He's
character.
one of
I ain't
that
gonna lie,
probably.
yeah, Miz would have been cool as Johnny Cage. Now think about it, he probably would have been a perfect Johnny Cage.
He's
bro.
been wanting that for the better part of the last 15 years, believe it or not. And ever since he put that in the world, it's like, honestly, because of Johnny Cage's personality, I see nobody else other than the Miz in that role. It's
Okay.
tailor made for him. They have the same personality.
Yep, same personality, TV star.
And
Doing my thing.
think, let's not forget his wife, Maurice, who's Johnny Cage's wife in Mortal Kombat Streets.
It's not Sonya, right? No, that's not.
Yeah,
Sonya.
yes, it's Sonya. Now, granted,
It
that's
is Sonya.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sonya, right?
Yeah, Sonya Blade.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You guys had me worried for a second. Streets, I didn't hear you. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I said Sonya. Yeah, I said Sonya, right? Yeah.
I couldn't hear. I was a little worried. I was like, wait a minute. I thought you knew this.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, my son's named after Ryu, man. My son Ocean, his name has Ryu in it, like for sure. On like documented, government papers. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but again, like that character is tailor made for Miz. It's perfect for him.
That's
now,
not
as far as John
theory.
Cena,
as...
HD, are you speaking of that comment on Twitter about someone wanting him in a horror film, whatever?
Nah, I didn't actually see that. I didn't see that. I just said, let me just, draw, put something together in the meta
He
shop.
might okay. I can say this. He might be cool to be a striker in Mortal Kombat. Dude, striker, the police dude.
Okay,
I can see him maybe be a striker.
okay.
Somebody like that, or
Maybe Shadow or Reptile.
Oh, for the folks in the chat, if y'all into this kind of thing, y'all want to talk about more crossovers, definitely let us know what characters y'all think we should dissect and
yeah.
like Razor was saying, whose
I mean,
personalities
Peacemaker about
line
to be
up.
in the game anyways. Who's not to say the next movie doesn't have any crossovers?
And then
I mean, and they have us to thank. You know what I'm saying? We throwing them the alley oop right
Again, we are
here
negotiable.
on the sidebar. We throwing them the alley, baby.
We are
okay,
very
I'll ask you this
negotiable.
though. I'll ask you this. In the same realm, what do you think about him playing Guile on Street Fighter?
You
Who?
have my attention.
Guile.
Guile. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know, maybe make the
Yeah.
haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of be like that. Give him the
No,
army
that'd be
look. He's
army
already
fatigue.
You have
Yeah.
my
army
attention.
fatigue. You hear me? And they're already saying that hey, Roman Reigns being Akuma. They said, hey, Braun Strowman wanted to be Zangief. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he make
Oh,
a
yeah.
fire Zangief. I can't even picture another nigga that would play
Yeah. Yeah.
Zangief
Nah. Yeah. Braun
besides
Strowman fucked me up
Braun
with that one.
Strowman.
Yeah.
What? The
Yeah.
chest hair, nigga, the muscles, nigga, everything. That's
Yeah.
him.
He put his bid in right there. Yep.
Bro, come on, man. And then, I forgot who they said Jason Momoa was supposed to be playing. He's supposed to be playing somebody too, but I could definitely see him as a Colonel Guile, or with the chin. Look at the glass, the pictures you got up, put a hat on him, give him some broad shoulders.
I need to
Master
see.
Bison, M. Bison. Think about it. Look at his face. Put a hat on him. He already got the glasses. He already got the muscles. Give him a little blue suit. He's Bison.
Let me give y'all chat and everybody in the chat a spoiler right here.
I need Akuma to have an OTC or Tribal Chief type skin on this current game. Then I need it right now.
Get him in the chat a little spoiler as to what a potential face off could look like.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's fucking fire.
DC. Mortal Kombat. Cause that's who make Mortal Kombat, right? DC?
Yeah, they're both Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. And Cena's already Peacemaker with them.
Tony
Like, come on,
Khan,
y'all.
you can make this happen.
Come on, y'all.
You want us to become sickos? You know what to do.
Yeah. And they got a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out, so. Yeah. It's supposed to be coming out.
You know what pissed off about that? They got the dude that could play Johnny Cage that could play what the fuck's that Aussie dude, the dude with the Australian accent? What was his name? With the laser eye?
Oh, Kano.
Yeah. The dude that is playing Kano could play Johnny Cage, and the dude that's playing Johnny Cage could play Kano.
Crazy.
You said it could?
No, look it up. I promise you that's the case.
Really?
As God is my witness. They fucked that up real big.
Yeah.
I mean, even to a video game degree, I don't know where the Mortal Kombat game is at with their series, but if they did something similar to like what Fortnite is doing, these other games are doing, where they cross over WWE character, I feel like WWE is at that big stage right now, popularity, notoriety wise. People know their name.
I'm surprised we ain't got a Fortnite movie yet.
I mean,
Fortnite,
they
what?
eventually will.
You looked it up?
Movie?
Oh, movie.
No, I said that eventually they probably will.
Oh.
They're too big.
I'm surprised they did a Minecraft movie before anything, for real.
That's why I said that kicked it off. I think they're just looking at it because we had Mario Brother movies, and we had Street Fighter and more. They made little movies like that, so I'm pretty sure that they'll make,
We've had Mortal Kombat and Spawn.
Mm-hmm. Mortal Kombat, Spawn, Street Fighter, fucking.
Have we had Double Dragon yet?
I don't know.
questions as well. We encourage y'all to listen to the whole episode. Follow everybody right there on the screen. You see our @ names. We greatly appreciate it. You fellas got anything else y'all want to say before we get out of here, man?
WWE, just maybe run stuff past us before y'all decide to make all these big decisions, man. We the one got y'all living in these mansions and stuff, man. Holla at us before y'all make any more decisions.
We are best.
we the final bosses. You know what I'm saying? We all bosses, man. Because if we stop watching, y'all wouldn't have no job. So run it past us one time for the one time, bro. If you don't mind.
Not the 2 or the 3, but the 1.
There you go, chat. You heard it there first.